Okay, so this is where we're up to, and what I've done is I've turned a little collar here to go into this mounting point for the sidecar, and I've tapped it out just to keep it kind of consistent with everything else that's on the bike. Is 26 TPI, which is a cycle thread 516 hex head on there, and I've also turned myself here a little piece that will go in here, which will just sort of kind of centralize things and also just protect the enamel on here. So this goes in from the back like this, and you can see there now that that will slip on here. And I've also cut and drilled a bit of steel, because what I want to do now is I want to pick up the bracketry on here. So I think the first thing to do really is just to sort of get this into position. Now I've left myself quite a lot of thread here because I want this to be a decent fixing. A bit gritty in there. Now when this tightens up, it should self-lock onto the back of the frame here. It's not the sort of thing that you plan on taking it on and off very often, so just as long as it tightens up once and kind of remains there, that should be it. I think I should have blown the threads out with a bit of compressed air, but anyway, they're clearing now, so. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to line this up. I want to kind of get this in line with the frame, just to keep it nice and neat. So I think we'll just tighten it up just there. So, and then the next piece will be coming out from here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these and then I'm going to weld them. What I was going to do was I was just going to actually just bolt these through here, but it's just another point of movement. So I think what we'll do is we'll get our kind of bolt in position here. Now what I've done is I've lined all this up now, and I've lined it up to the shock absorber. I've got this bracket at the top here level as well. So wherever this kind of comes out now I'm going to have to make up a spacer in here as well. But for this exercise, I'm pretty much sure that what I can do is I can get this marked off. As you can see there, that is where it's going to go. And I think now what we'll do is we'll just lock this in position. Like that. So we've got this straight. That seems to be in position there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to mark these off. In fact, basically just take it apart and then just mark these off. And then what I can do then is I can cut the steel, and then what we'll do then is we'll just run a fillet weld in here. And that should pretty much hold it, trim it all off, and we'll make two of these, of course, but the first one really is the important one, just to get that absolutely right, because if we get that right, then everything else will be spot on. So here's the moment of truth to see whether actually our bracket meets up with the respective holes and the positions. Now, as you probably noticed, I'm not the best welder in the world, and it was never my thing. Fitting and turning was my thing. But anyway, it seems to be glued together relatively well. So, so I think what we'll do now is just trial fit and see where we are. So we'll get our spacer in here. Now I've made sure that I've got everything lined up, that nothing's moved, so it should go back in exactly the same position. Just nip it up. It doesn't look too bad at that, actually. Oh, that's pretty spot on, actually. Yeah, you're probably wondering why I sound amazed. It's just that that generally these things don't ordinarily line up, you know. But that has lined up perfectly, and we're right down the centre line of that as well. So I'm just eyeballing it up here, and that looks pretty straight, actually. Now, I made the second bracket exactly the same as the first one. So by rights, it should go onto the other side in exactly the same position, unless there's some difference in the frame or anything else. But no, I did make sure that I got my pitching correct. So I think now really is just I need to make the spacer up in here and get this kind of filed off, get it smoothed off, and get it painted. And I think we're pretty much there. But I'm quite chuffed with that, actually. That, considering that I'm not a welder or a fabricator, that has actually lined up pretty damn good. So anyway, I'll get it painted, get a spacer made here, and we'll come back and then we'll do the final fit. So here's our bracket all painted up and ready to go. You can see here what I've done is I've just partially assembled this little sort of acetal washer at the back here, and also the bolt that goes through. So the next thing really is to just to pop in the collar, which we turned up. And then what we can do now is just get this loosely assembled. Now what I also did was I turned up this aluminium spacer, and what I did was I just tried to get as best of the finish as I could get. I mean, it's not like chrome, but at least it's a bright finish. It won't rust, and the more that you polish it, the better it'll be, and it'll just sort of keep its luster. So I'll just now get that into position. So that now is everything assembled and in place. We've got everything lined up. Everything is all centralized, and the only thing to do now is just to tighten it up, and hopefully it won't move when we put some weight on it. I think the next thing to do is to do the other side, and then we can just see how it looks. So there we go. That's our first one tight. there we are.